The Strict-Imanis live in Mitcham, South London. Mum Ife has been married to Pablo for 10 years, and they have 3 children, Camera 9, Nefertum 6, and Amenta 3. The fun-loving Wilkinsons live in Banbury. Mum Debs has been married to husband Jeff for 13 years, and they have 4 children, Lee, 18, Jamie, 13, Molly, 10, and Connie, 7 months. Ife and Debs have agreed to swap lifestyles and homes for 2 weeks to see what they can learn about each other's lives. What happens when a self-confessed lazy husband is forced to pull his weight?
Didn't anybody see the floor?
I've swept and mopped in here today.
No.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
I need you to support me, Jeff. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm withdrawing.
How does a fun-loving mum cope with having to make a 3-year-old do chores?
And the other reason I'm crying is because I'm missing my family and my normal kids that have got a personality, not brainwashed children.
And how does a father react when he hears some home truths?
You're not doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask me?
Because I don't think you're interested.
Of course I'm interested, mate. I was a bit gutted. I felt as though I'd perhaps let him down.
Try and do that now with 21.
Have you finished your book?
Count back 5.
Ife and Pablo Amani believe in strict discipline and education for their 3 children.
We give them some extra maths, some certain science. You're talking about different cultures, read to them.
We've made a decision not to have a television in the house because I feel that the television can make the brain lazy.
I do wish I could watch TV.
If we were to have a television in the house, they wouldn't be as creative. They'd be sitting in front of the one-eyed box, just, getting programmed.
When the children aren't learning, there are plenty of things to keep them occupied.
The children do chores. They help out a lot. I'm really thankful for their contribution.
We do our chores, we sweep the stairs, we brush the stairs, wipe down the tables.
Structure and routine, I think, is important for any child.
The Amanis believe in total equality in the house.
We both cook, we both clean, we both wash, we both look after the children.
And their diet is also structured.
As a family, we don't eat meat, we don't eat dairy, we don't eat refined food. You are what you eat.
Where's my boy?
Be quiet.
He galloped into Market Street, his badge upon his chest. His name was Ernie. He drove the fastest milk cart in the West.
Life for the Wilkinsons is all about fun. Well, it is for the boys who perform once a week in their Chuckle Truck band.
We just tour up and down the country around the holiday parks and entertain some great people. I think life's about enjoying and having fun. Have a bit of that. And how do you kick in the nuts? As long as things run smoothly, then they can pretty much do what they want.
Make rules and then, you got to stick to them, and if I get broke, then it's what the consequences, and so I don't bother, to be honest.
Let them choose what time they want to go to bed, as long as it's not ridiculous. Well, in terms of takeaways, we have about 4 a week. Why make them eat something they don't want to eat? Let them choose what they want to eat. That is wicked. Education, I think people genuinely do put too much emphasis on it.
The kids might excel at fun, but it's a different story when it comes to school, especially for 12-year-old Jamie, who only attends for 2 hours a day.
I don't believe in forcing kids to do these lessons if they're not interested.
With the Wilkinson men doing whatever they want, Mum Debs holds the fort, earning the crust and running the house.
Which one, Molly? One of these?
Yeah.
I do the washing, the ironing, the stripping the beds.
And any other jobs
Clean
you
the
can
windows. I do the majority of it.
make up. The kids don't do anything.
I don't think my dad knows how to work a hoover.
When I'm at work, I'm busy, but then come home and see what he's doing, and the kid's been fed. It's quite a lot to fit in a day.
It's the day of the swap, and the 2 wives are preparing to leave home for 10 days.
Hi, Mummy.
I'm trying to not keep thinking about the kids, keep just telling myself now, they're fine, they're at home, they're with their dad.
I'm expecting that they're going to be a bit overwhelmed having a black woman in their living room.
Before they meet their new husbands, Debs and Ife have a chance to explore their new homes.
That's not English. I don't know what it is, but it's not English. So I'm not very hot on, you know, different, you know, cultures. Well, they're called African drums. Yeah, they are. So they're African.
A lot of condiments, but no food. What do they eat?
The food, all I've seen as English is bananas, pineapple, what we'd eat. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's no, like, cereals, beans.
There's no books. This is the focal point of the room.
I've just noticed there isn't a telly. It don't seem homely. It just feels like we're all going to sit here and perhaps, I don't know, bang on that drum or... I don't know. It just hit me now. I haven't even met her, but it's... I don't know what she's going to make of my house, because her house is a lot cleaner than mine. To come into an house like this, it's awful. It's awful. Wouldn't have took them long just to make a bit more of an effort, I said. I'm homesick already. I want to go home. Honestly,
Each wife has left a written manual as a guide to the running of their house.
I'm always on the go until I flop. I'm constantly tidying, washing and ironing, and I never stop. It would seem that Jeff has a very good life. I don't want to say it, but he sounds like he's a real chauvinist pig.
We feel that structure and routine teach the children to be respectful. If they misbehave, we take away their privileges, and Pablo will even make Nefertem do push-ups if he's naughty. No.
We are relaxed when it comes to our children. They have no set chores and no routine. Homework and education often takes a back seat. Fun is important and happiness is important, but I don't know if this is the way to happiness.
We all share the same vegan diet, so the children are vegetarians as well. I've given my kids freedom of choice, but these, they haven't had a choice. If suddenly one of them said, Dad, I want to try some meat, he'd probably go make and do push-ups for saying such a word, meat, in the house.
I'm constantly on the go and have no time for myself. Jeff makes sure he has time to socialise, and Sunday night he will go out with his mates. I feel a sense of injustice rising up in my head. You know what I mean? What is going on? What is going on? Hello?
Hello, I'm Lee, nice to meet you.
I'm Ife.
Hello, Ife, how are you doing? All right?
I'm very well, thanks.
Good.
I'm Jamie.
All right, Jamie, I'm Ife. Molly, I'm Ife. Oh, thank you for me. All right, Jeff, I'm Ife. I'm very well, thank you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Ife.
Ife.
Ife. Yeah. It means love.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what Jeff means, actually. I'm not sure what Jeff means. What does Jeff mean?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah. What's your name?
Debbie.
Debbie
I'm Debbie.
and Pablo.
Pablo, I like the name. Oh, Lord.
This
She's
is a
cute.
mentor.
Oh, hello, you shy.
And this is Nefertum.
Nefertum.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Camera.
Camera. Right, OK. I might get the names wrong. You'll have to excuse me.
Introductions over, Debs sits down for her first vegan meal.
I give thanks for the food that I'm about to eat. May it nourish me and sustain me, keep me in good health.
What do you for dinner?
What do I do for dinner? Spaghetti with cheese or shepherd's pie.
A mentor, stop talking now. Concentrate on eating.
There's no noise, it was just so quiet. I just sat there eating like lettuce leaves and spinach and a few carrots and felt like a rabbit actually.
I love them all.
And all love is in me. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. All right, good night.
It was basically time for them to get into bed, and it was just up to bed, undressed, sleep. Not another peep out of any of them. Unbelievable.
In Banbury, dinner is a more casual affair.
Come on, madam.
Thank you.
Is that enough?
Yes, thanks.
Want a drink?
No.
So you know what normally happens here in the mornings then, do you? You reading the manual?
Yeah, you run the children to school.
Yeah.
And then Jamie comes home early.
There was a bit of an incident today, weren't there, Mush?
There's a kid at my school who was threatening me.
Where's that? And what did you do?
I told him to F off, and then I had to go out the classroom, and I got blamed for it.
And they said he's suspended tomorrow. But this happens a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets me down a bit. I just think, you know, he can read, he can write, and going to that school is just a problem.
I just don't think he enjoys school because his father does not have high expectations for him in school. And when a parent has low aspirations, the child is not going to rise above its parent.
In London, Debs Wilkinson is waking up to meditation in the health-conscious Imani household.
Sitting there doing that, I've not benefited anything from it at the moment. So I don't think there's much point at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel any different now for doing that than what I did yesterday morning.
For Ife Imani, it's a morning of chores. But for Jeff, the day starts with a call from Jamie's school to talk about his behaviour.
Call back later on or something? A lot of it goes in one ear and out the other with me because I just can't be bothered with it now. I really can't. Do you know, really, it winds me up. I got a phone call from Jamie's school at 8:15, so as you can imagine, I weren't very happy about that, and it got to me a little bit. But I'm not going to drop everything to run up there again, just to sit and let them tell me what they're going to do.
It might be a good idea to actually go in and just express what your experiences of them, not just let it be a one-sided thing.
They asked me, what do you think's best? And I said, get him out and just let him be at home with me.
Jeff is not being proactive. If he doesn't get more proactive, I see Jamie being excluded on a permanent basis. And, if you're not particularly concerned with that, that's fine. But then you still, as a parent, then the responsibility of education then lies with you.
There's no time to worry about Jamie's behaviour, as Ife has Deb's extensive chore list to wade through, single-handedly. After doing the chores at home, it's off to earn the wages.
I clean when I'm at home, and then I clean when I'm at work. I kind of get an indication of why she, in certain places in the manual, she sounds kind of pissed off.
At the Imani house, the children help with the chores.
I think they want stimulating another way, like, a bit of like fun and have a laugh. It's a shame.
And after chores, it's straight on to homework.
Normally when they've got homework to do, I like them to just get on with it and do it. And if they haven't got anything to do, I will find them homework.
They was bored. I don't know how they ain't gone mad. There was like no fun, they was just like doing what they got to do. They need to lighten up a bit.
Homework at the Wilkinsons is non-existent.
One more go and let me pick a fighter. My one's too fat, too slow.
You won't beat me on this game.
While the boys have fun, Ife's home from a 6-hour shift, but it's straight back to her list of chores.
Yeah, I came home and started cleaning pretty straight away because that's what Debs does. I've been out at work all day and my family is not bothered. I am feeling the beginnings of resentment.
It's Saturday and showtime for Jeff and his Chuckle Truck band.
All right then.
All right, goodbye.
Safe journey. Have a good gig.
We'll be over
Bye,
early
Stan.
hours, 3 o'clock.
See you later.
Just a couple of things quick before I go. After the shopping, Deb would probably get a bit of the ironing done.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
See you later, Jeff.
Thanks very much. Bye, Mal.
Bye.
I didn't like what you just did just then. Well, told me what I should be doing if it was Deb's. I know what she does. Sometimes I just feel kind of manipulated. He kind of like lays on this, like, she's giving you the wrong impression of me, but, it's not really like that. I do help out. And then, he says things like that.
Saturday at the Amanis is all about family meditation and yoga.
Good. And you know what? This helps your mucus. It does. It helps your mucus when you breathe like that. The routine for the children is very important. Working on their coordination, working on their balance.
Exercising, meditating, it wouldn't never happen in my house. No. My family, we haven't got routine. There's more important things to me, like making them happy, than, like I say, routine just doesn't go in my house.
It might be a weekend, but there's no let-up on education, as Pablo takes the family for a cultural day out.
This is the destination.
So that's where...
This is where they took them from.
I see.
Get off from the floor. Off from the floor. You can't go home right now.
I think I'd have liked to see them kids ice skating, roller skating, doing something that was going to make them smile and laugh, and not walking about dragging their heels like it's like, I better look interested and Dad's talking to them, and they was here because they had to come here, not because they wanted to be.
Jeff Wilkinson and his sons are doing exactly what they want tonight.
Wherever I go through rain or snow, the people always let me know. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much.
It is nice to get away from the house today. Yeah, it's been a bit intense the last few days. Just nice to get away for a few hours.
But there's no escape for Ife, as she's been left at home holding the baby.
She doesn't do ironing when he's not here. And he said to me before he left that he wanted me to do ironing. He's taking the piss.
Having finally settled Connie, Ife's gone to bed, without doing the ironing.
No, that ain't been touched, has it, by the looks? But the fact that I asked her to do it, and it hasn't been done, yeah, it does peeve me a little bit. But I'll ask tomorrow. So what's the matter?
I thought yesterday that you were kind of trying to take advantage of me by telling me to do the ironing. Because in Deb's manual, she says that she has to do it on a night where you're here so that you can watch Connie.
I'd rather you had said to me before I went, or by the way, you know, what you've just said now, than sort of left it.
I just kind of felt you weren't being that considerate.
Do you think that I sit in there like with a bullwhip going, get on with it?
I do think that because she's always done it, that means you don't have to, because you know that she's going to do it.
The ironing is still sitting there, and the ironing will sit there, because I'm not doing it, because that ain't what happens.
It just feels to me that in this relationship there's not much learning going on. This is the life that they have, and this is the life that they live, and they've lived it for so long. This is just the way it is.
She might have given up on Jeff, but Ife's not given up on Jamie.
Now, the thing is to find out what is going on in each of the classes. You know, is it that you're just not feeling the teacher? What is the best way to get your attention when you're in class? Listening.
Because if it's being written on the board and she's got her back turned to her, so I've got more time to mess about with the other kids.
Okay. Some young people, when they're learning, they need to have stuff in their hands that they're playing with.
I'm like that.
Okay, so you're also a tactile learner.
She was talking to me about my grades and I found it really interesting. So hopefully I'll get to talk to her more often.
So what would you like to happen in school? Do you want to stay on at school?
Yeah.
You do? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think it was important for Jamie to express that he does want to stay in school. Because, in Jeff's opinion, you know, Jamie doesn't care one way or the other. And that isn't about Jamie, that's about him.
It's the last day before the rules change, and Pablo's off to teach yoga, leaving the children in charge of the chores.
Children, if you're going to clean up and do it quickly so that you can have a wash for the day. Okay? Because all of those things you have to be doing. All right, Luther.
You enjoying doing this, Camera?
What?
These jobs?
I don't mind.
You don't mind?
No.
Honestly?
Yeah.
I think it's fair for the children to do chores. It keeps them in good stead. When they're older and they have their own house, you know, they've already had that practice of being able to do chores.
You know when you've done your jobs, does anybody check them?
Yeah.
So what happens if you've not done it right then?
You get in trouble.
You get into trouble, what, because you've not done it right?
I have to do it all over again.
No.
Yeah.
You have to do it all over again?
Yeah.
I think the kids are going to get so mixed up. You know, it's his rules, no questions asked. And I think they've got to let the kids grow up and perhaps relax the rules a little bit. Is there anything
Yeah.
in the house that you would like to change? Can you think of anything?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Eating upstairs.
Huh?
Eating upstairs.
Eat upstairs, yeah?
Watch a little bit more TV.
Hmm.
Go to the fun fair once a week.
Once a week? That's a bit much, isn't it? You think your dad's going to walk in that door, don't you?
Yeah. I better get washed now.
You better get washed in a rush. She was sat there just now and every time she heard the door, she was like worried. It shouldn't be like that. I have to keep saying to him, are you allowed to do this? There's been like probably 10 times in a day, are you allowed?
When you say, are you allowed to do this, that's you.
Well, I've heard,
That's
I've heard Cameron
taking on
saying,
board.
you know,
That's
you're not
you
allowed
with
to do
your
that.
issues. Don't bring that to me.
I'm just saying that I've heard Cameron saying, you know you're not allowed to do that, you know you're not allowed to do that. I mean, the kids are obviously, oh, I'll say it, they're on edge because they're worried. They've got a worried look on their face all the time.
Well,
If
do
you've
they
actually-
really, honestly,
Yeah.
have a worried look on their face all the time? My children.
They just seem withdrawn.
The way I live, yeah, it's different. And I'm not going to apologise to anybody about how I live or how I choose to live.
I think rule change day tomorrow, they're going to see a different side of me, I think. I'm going to firm up to them a bit, I think. I want to see them kids smiling. Not walking around like they're walking around like they've got a big weight on their shoulders, especially the eldest one. Shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like it.
It's Sunday night, and Jeff Wilkinson's regular night down the pub. For Ife, it's another night in looking after the house and the kids.
For me personally, it feels like another day of work. And Deb says it in her manual, she doesn't get much downtime. She's constantly doing something. Maybe he's not an extreme misogynist, but I think he is a misogynist. I think he's a egotistical, what they call it, chauvinist.
I think for probably 2 days, Ife's been thinking about a rule change and not really concentrating that much on what she's supposed to be doing in our house. I think she's been plotting a little bit because tomorrow, with a rule change, I think she's going to smack me right in the mouth.
It's rule change day, and both wives are keen to make their mark.
But the main thing I've noticed is there's too many rules and it's too regimented and there's no fun. There'll be no bedtimes. They can go to bed when they want.
Of course.
This house has no rules and no structure. I want you to appreciate what your wife and your mum does for you when she gets in from work. So from now on, we're going to share the chores.
I've also noticed, obviously, the children doing their little chores. I think really it's the adult's responsibility to do the chores.
That I'm going to contest.
Now listen, jobs don't get done properly when you're getting 8 and 5 and 4-year-olds or whatever age to do it.
The TV and the computer console are banned.
Last but no means least, the TV. The TV, obviously, you know, I think, you know, sometimes...
It's a well-known fact that TV dulls the brain.
Not if it's monitored. Not
TV
if it's monitored.
as a whole dulls the brain.
As if A's insisted upon equality at the Wilkinsons, everybody gets on with their new jobs.
I'm wishing this week away as fast as possible. Just want it done, over, finished. Get Deb home, get back to normal.
Jeff's not the only one unhappy with FA's rules.
Can I have my telly on?
No.
Why?
Because we're in rule changes. No TV.
What about my laptop?
No.
In London, Debs wants the children to have more fun and has supplied them with toys. And with no strict bedtimes, they can play until whenever they like.
I know my children. If they go to bed anytime they want, they won't get up in the mornings. That's tried, tested and proven.
Imagine you've got enough. I haven't.
Hey, come on, we've not had all this. We don't usually have all this, do we?
It's 9:30 and the kids have just gone to bed.
They've had an extra, like, hour and a half. So, you know, that's fair.
With the children finally asleep, Debs wants to relax in front of the TV. But there's a hitch.
Have you still got a current TV licence running here?
No.
Or did you cancel it?
Yeah.
Well, apparently it can be, like, set up just for a certain time.
Sodom.
Sodom.
The TV licence. I don't even agree with it.
TV's there and it can't go on. So, pissed off again now, to be honest.
She brings the TV in the house so that she can watch TV. It's got nothing to do with our family, it's got nothing to do with my children. Sod that rule, that's how I feel, and I'm not going to back down from that.
It'll be another night of just being bored.
It's about 8 o'clock now, and they normally get up at 7.
She's still asleep because she had a late night yesterday and she's supposed to be getting ready for nursery right now. He's crying, Dad! He's trying to put his shoes on and he's crying because he didn't get no breakfast. Ooh, come on! Don't hit me. Let's go.
I do feel that if Jamie's going to take his drumming seriously, that he should practice during the day. He shouldn't just play when he's got gigs. If he's going to be home, then he's going to be practicing.
FA's new rules include more out-of-school activities, but Jamie's first practice session is cut short by Jeff.
One day, not so long back, the lady next door collared me outside, saying that she can't stand the noise anymore every day.
You saying to me that you stopped him drumming after 10 minutes for fear of your neighbour making a complaint. Last night when we were sitting on that couch and I said he is to practice for 1 hour a day, you said nothing. And today when it comes to actually rolling it out, that's when you're going to tell me about the neighbour. I would like him to explore another outlet to his frustration other than playing on the computer game. I knew he was going to be resistant. He's the boss and he wants to remain the boss.
I don't think it's fair that she's took their PlayStations and computers away. I don't see why we couldn't have perhaps had a little bit of telly, a couple of hours, in the evening. My kids are not happy now. Last week they were.
And it's not just the TV ban that's a problem.
So do you want cheese on toast or something?
Oh yeah, I want that.
I thought it was alright to have cheese.
Yes, it is all right to have cheese if you're vegetarian, but I don't think that's substantial. Let me stick to what I've said. I want Molly to eat, but not cheese on toast.
So what else did you buy? What other stuff? Because she needs to have some dinner, and she doesn't like that dinner.
What about noodles?
Marvellous.
The children are fine. You know, they're giving it a go. But I just don't feel that Jeff is.
As part of Deb's manifesto of fun, there's lots of sweets and playtime.
Tonight, they're going to be hyper.
Where's my book?
They're going to be hyper.
Daddy, where's my
But this is an experiment.
That's it, take it in turns, Amenta. Come on, Amenta. Amenta. Take it in turns. Take it in turns, that's to take it away.
I'm not going to tell them to go to bed.
Let me get my leg out.
I'm waiting for the sugar rush to come down. I want to see basically how Debs is going to deal with that.
Come on then, up you go. Come on.
For the second night running, the no bedtimes rule is causing havoc.
Don't forget what's in the treat box tomorrow.
Daddy!
Pebble, they're ready for bed now, but they won't let me take them.
You ready?
Yeah, here's a pig.
Oh, come. You lie down.
Sit down. Sit down.
Calm down now. Sleep well.
It's 8 a.m. and the children should have been up an hour ago.
She's crying.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's upset.
Why?
Because she's tired. On my rules, I get them up.
Yeah?
That's on my rules. On your rules,
Yeah.
they get up by themselves. They get up when they want.
No, I never said that. You told
That's
me.
what you said.
Just a minute.
To be honest with you,
Just a
I'm
minute.
not interested in what you've got to say right now because I'm trying to get her to nursery.
Whatever.
This is just research information on sugar, okay?
Why do I want to do the research on sugar?
You prescribe sugar
Two.
to kids.
You gave them sweets.
You know why I gave them sweets? Because I wanted you to see the effects of sugar on my children.
You're just looking for an excuse. Oh, because they had 4 sweets, that sent them hyper. They're children.
No.
And they haven't got minds of their own either.
No, it's not.
Because you are dictating to them as soon as they get up in the morning.
Many feel that white sugar is one of the most dangerous substances on the food market today.
Are you sitting up there giving me all that information? I knew already.
You put white sugar in your tea all the time.
Exactly, that's my problem, innit?
But if you know what
I
it
got
does...
it before you this morning. I've got more energy than what you'll ever have.
Whatever, all right?
Yeah, whatever, because you know I'm right.
Irritability, manic depressive tendencies. And I haven't been crying at all while I've been here.
Do you know why I'm crying?
Hold on.
Why do you think I was crying?
I think you're crying because you don't get what you want.
I'm telling you why I was crying now, right?
So why you
I
ask me the
walked in this
question in the
house, that
first
made
place?
me cry.
Why
The
did,
state,
why did you
it's
ask
minging,
me-
this house is.
Why do you
And the
ask-
other reason I'm crying
So
is because
why
I'm
you-
missing my family and my normal kids that have got a personality, not brainwashed children. That's why I was crying.
You know what's happening here? You laid down these rules and I abided by your rules. And when it wasn't working, you're blaming me for it. And that's not on. Sorry.
Yeah, but hang on a minute.
That's
Listen to me.
on,
This morning,
Debbie.
this morning,
That's not
I heard you the
on,
first time. It's like a
Debbie.
stuck needle on a record.
That's not on. Because
Oh,
I want
for
you to.
Christ's sake,
I want
I
it to
heard you
sink
the
in.
first time.
That's not on.
I didn't
It's not on,
say
Debbie.
about. If
It's
you're going
not
to
on.
keep talking over me, you're just more pig ignorant than I thought in the first place.
Pig ignorant.
Yeah. I've actually been quite pleased with myself because he got quite narky and quite nasty, and I thought, I ain't having this. I've stuck at it. I've stood up to him. I'm really proud of myself.
Having shared out the chores, Ife finally has some time for herself.
My me time was fantastic. But as a consequence of having me time, I feel depressed about going back home. I think Jeff is unwilling to change because at the end of the day, he lives a very cushy life. He's got a wife who's a mule and he rides her and he's done very well for himself. I'm back. Look at the floor. Didn't anybody see the floor?
I've swept and mopped in here today.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely yes.
No. I'm sorry, I can't believe you because when I left, that stain was there and it's still there.
She wanted attention and I took her in the kitchen because I wanted to get the food going. I've tried to get my head round how I'm going to do the ironing.
I need you to support me, Jeff.
I am supporting you, but I just stood out there thinking most of the time that you were gone. How can I possibly do all these things that you want me to do? You know, I'm like a really big Man United fan.
Right.
Well, it's quite an important game on tonight and I wondered if I'd be allowed to watch it.
No.
Righto.
I've had it. I'm not going to try anymore. I've just been giving all the time. Give concessions, give. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm withdrawing. How is asking me if he can watch football changing? It's not. There's no change in that.
Yeah, I was glad to get a bit of space from Ife tonight. I should be glad at the end of this to get a lot more space from Ife.
The bad atmosphere at the Amani house has driven Pablo to surrender.
I decided not to resist because I know to resist only brings more pain. So I'm easing myself into Debbie's rules.
I think there must be somewhere they can put their shoes.
Well, the shoes, where we have to take the shoes off. I like this. I like the idea of this.
Like I say, if you want to come in, you can bring your laptop, you can get on with your work.
Yeah, it's possible. And also, I would suggest it to Ife that we come together.
If she could bring a book or some work, or she could sit and meditate.
No, I don't think so. It does make me want to do this more often. As soon as I got here, I thought, I want to jump, I want to run around in there as well. Woo! Woo! Oh, you did it! A discussion with Ife about this and bringing her here and maybe discussing other things as well in regards to the children would be a good thing. And I think we could actually implement something for them right now.
There's no time for fun in Banbury, as Ife is determined to encourage Jamie with his homework.
How many countries is sugar produced in? Can you name some? Name
Brazil.
some of those? Yeah. But what kind of plant produces it in Brazil?
Cane.
No. Look.
Beet.
That's right.
Yeah, the world of sugar was produced in the 1990s.
The homework session of Jamie needs you to have the patience of a saint. Because I know that Jamie has the intellect, I stick with it because I know he can do it. Jeff wasn't involved directly, but he was witnessing, and I think that was good.
The homework session tonight was really good. This is where she comes into her own. She teaches kids well. She just wants to leave the grown-ups alone and let them do their own thing.
Making the most of the positive atmosphere in the house, Ife suggests that Jeff and Jamie work together on a craft project.
Get a bit and stick it across there while I pull it tight. You like doing this sort of thing?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it, shouldn't we, more? Why don't you ask me?
Because I don't think you're interested.
Of course I'm interested, mate.
It was fun doing creative play with that because we don't usually do it.
Put a bit there.
Like that?
Yeah. Creative play with Jamie tonight was great. I've sat before many times watching Deb do stuff like that with the kids, but I've probably been a little bit too engrossed in what's on the telly, and it was just me and him tonight, and it was really good. That's turned out better than I thought.
Well, I didn't know he would be that interested because he hasn't done anything like that before with me, but now I know I'll be asking him more often.
When he said that he ain't asked me because he didn't think I'd be too bothered about it, I was a bit gutted and felt a bit, I felt as though I'd perhaps let him down.
It's the final day of the swap, and the wives are preparing to go back to their families.
I'm having more fun, I'm more like smiling most of the time. It's like you're free, you get to do what you want.
Hopefully, we will carry on doing our chores when Ife's gone. I want to continue doing the creative play thing, and I'd like to do it with my dad and with the family.
Yeah, hello Ife. As I first walked in, it was, just couldn't believe what I'd walked into. There was a basket of washing on the floor, and there was bowls in the sink, and I was shaking, I was crying, and I just wanted to get out.
You know, where we place our priorities are different. I could be more on top of it, and I think that's one of the things that I've taken away from living at your house.
I don't think our house is that special, I really don't. And I'm not being rude, but yours must be a shithole.
My experience of your house is that I just felt like I was responsible for everything, do you know what I mean? Going out, earning a living, coming back, cleaning house. I just, at times, I felt overwhelmed. But I also felt quite uptight. Didn't feel like there was any appreciation in that house for you and what you do.
You've hit it right on the head there, and I think with Deb there hasn't been enough respect. But I think having you there for this swap, I think that's going to change, because I think we realise now exactly what Deb is and what she stands for and what she does.
I don't mind the kids doing their chores, but I wouldn't have them scrubbing. The proper cleaning is the responsibility of an adult.
It's not the fact that they're doing these chores for us, they're not. They're doing it so that they can learn about responsibility.
For your children, what happened when I was there is that they would come home from school and watch TV.
I think when the rules changed, I think you made our house very unhappy.
Yeah, because you're not used to it. At the end of the day, it's only through having that experience can you now appreciate what your wife and mother and what the mother of those children...
somebody bringing an happiness into my house, because I put happiness in yours.
Our house, though, it was this week's been unhappy.
Well, yours was unhappy when I got there, but it was happy when I left.
I totally disagree with that. That's rubbish.
Happier.
No, that's rubbish. I'm
Happier than what it was.
I'm sorry, that's rubbish. Because when you put your rules through, you disrupted the house.
Well, I thought the way it was run, it was too regimented. Like, you don't this, you don't that, you don't this, you don't that. And the kids were sort of like alert all the time.
I don't think there's any kind of learning going on outside of school for your children.
Good.
So we like it.
And that's why we're opposites in a way, because school is not just in a building, your life is school.
But don't you think they need a break from it when they come home?
I feel that the situation with Jamie will not improve because, you know, the activities that he's choosing to do in terms of his computer games and the television don't really help his condition.
If I had this idea to do something creative, and I didn't realise it could be simple things like building a wrestling ring out of a cardboard box, and we sat and we was making it together, and I said to Jamie, we should do a bit more of this, and Jamie said, you know, he didn't ask me because he didn't think I'd be interested, which was a little bit of a knockback for me. And I did feel very guilty about that, but that is something we're going to do.
I think that I will try and have more fun with my children.
Mommy's home!
Oh, God!
It feels wonderful to be home. I'm so glad, so relieved, so happy.
It has been hard work, very much so. But there's some good things that have come out of it. I think we're going to probably enjoy our children. We're going to probably have some more fun with them, take them out.
The all is, I am. The all can, I can. The all does, I do.
1,
2, 3.
That's good though. That is good.
Being reunited with Deb is just the best thing that's ever happened to me. You don't realise what you got till it's gone.
It's been 6 weeks since the swap, and the Amanis are settling into life back home.
This is the bowl, but I want the other bowl.
The children are still doing their chores because children, they need to have that responsibility anyway. It's important that, you know, they learn that at an early age.
But it's not all work.
One of the primary changes is the television. You know, it's been in the space, you know, and it has been watched.
I think I'm a lot more relaxed about the TV and video watching, you know, because I realise that most of the time, you know, their lives are quite structured.
I think Mum and Dad have relaxed a little bit. They're not as strict as they once were. I like getting treats on the treat box.
And there have been changes at the Wilkinsons too.
I think Jeff does definitely appreciate me a lot more.
It did bring it home how much she does do. I have tried to do a little bit more.
Molly, give Jamie a shout because he's got to load this dishwasher.
Since the swap finished, the kids have been helping out more.
I'm finding it difficult, to be honest, because I feel a bit sorry for them, seeing them like doing their little jobs, and I'm thinking, oh, what a shame.
The arts and crafts definitely a positive thing. If I say, should we do something, he's like there, he's ready for it, you know. And I think it probably has rubbed off a bit with his schoolwork and that.
I am happier at school because I'm looking forward to things at home, like making stuff with my dad and all that. So yeah, I do like school a lot more.